Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play Minecraft series, Season 3. Today we are going to start out with building a couple of ender chests. Now that we have conquered the end and have as many ender pearls as we want, we'll just put one there and take the other one. No, we can't do that. Stick some of this stuff in there. So today we are going to go and build a Enderman farm. The only design for an Enderman farm that I've actually seen built is Ethos, and I wasn't quite happy with his, so I'm going to use my own, and I'm going to have to transport all the building material over to the end. So I will be back once I've moved some stuff over. Okay, I'm here. I built a little crude pathway from the spawn point out here. It needs to be at least 250 blocks from the edge of the end area. I went a little bit farther, 400 blocks, just to give myself a little bit more leeway, and because the end kind of curves out this way. So the first thing I want to do is build a way down to the bottom, to the lowest level you can build on. And the easiest way I know to do that, and the safest way, is to use some water and lava. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I think it needs to be lava first. Yeah. That get going, and then we'll put water there. And that will slowly create a path all the way down. Then I can use ladders or vines or something to climb up and down there. I will still have a little bit of problem when I get on the bottom, but should be able to take care of that. Okay. Now the design I'm going to be using is going to rely heavily on pistons, of course, and instead of using the standard repeaters and pressure plates, I'm going to be using some tripwires, mostly tripwires at least, because one, I have a whole lot of string and there's not a whole lot of use for it, and two, it ends up being cheaper in the terms of how much redstone you need, because a repeater uses 3 redstone, and even if you have to wire it from the what is it called, the tripwire hook thing, all the way to the pistons, you still average between 2 and 3, but less than 3, so you save a bit of redstone that way. Now then, once this gets finished, I'm going to build a very large safe fall area, because I know I'm going to fall off at least once, and I don't want to lose a whole bunch of stuff doing that, because I do not have a whole bunch of stuff. But once that's done, I'll be back and we'll start actually building this spawner. I'm just going to build a square or rectangle about 3 or 4 out from the edges of the size of the spawner, and then just fill it with 2 deep water. That's why I have all the ice here, so I can do that fairly easily. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've got a little safety net here in case I fall, or when I fall. Now, one thing I didn't like about Ethos is that he had the Endermen spread out all over a whole pad like this. I want mine to be spread out by a 3x1 area. The idea being that I can stand right here and reach all the way across and hit all 3 of them, or all 3 spots, as they're falling down. So that is what we're going to do here, is just set up the bottom part. And I need to have them falling 43 blocks till they hit this. So I guess I should get rid of that. And then once they do that, they'll be down to 1 hit. So let me do that, and then I'll start working on the actual spawner. Going to have to use a sort of cone to funnel them down into this size area, and then above that we'll have the actual spawner pads, and they'll go down into that and be funneled and come down here and take the fall damage. So I will be back shortly. And we are back. We have the Enderman farm up and running. Whoa. So there is a couple of minor problems that need to be fixed. It still's pretty much spinning out Enderman faster than I can kill them. But let's switch to peaceful and go take a look at how it works. Okay, so right here is the beginning of the funnel area. You have a vine area to reset their fall damage. And then they get pushed down to a narrower and narrower hole. We're using some pressure plates on these because they're so narrow it's hard to get the tripwires in. And of course more vines to continually reset their fall damage, though they are still taking some damage somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. I think it's over here. We have this set up right here, which I got somewhere else, is to pulse the pistons when this is, let's see, where's some dirt? When this is continually on, like so, see that it pulses the piston so that they're continually pushing and the things don't get stuck in here. Especially, it's only on this funnel section. They do still sometimes get stuck, but I'm not sure why. But it happens. They eventually correct themselves. I think I just need to fiddle with the timing a little bit more. Or wait for Red Power 2 to update and then convert this whole little circuit to a Red Power 2 circuit, which would probably work a lot better. And then we'll go up to the top. Okay, so above the funnel there are repeating layers. We have just a simple tripwire going that way and one going this way. So a whole square or rectangle. And then on the corners, the output from the tripwire goes and it pushes the whole row, which, while you may think would be less efficient, actually turns out to be more efficient than the single pad version for some reason. Then in the middle there are more spawning pads using the pressure plate method. There's a line on this side, and then two on either end here, and on that end, and it flips back and forth so that when this is pushing off, it's also offset I should say, so that when this is pushing off, it always runs into a solid wall, so that it's not just pushing things back and forth on top of, like from here onto the pressure plates, because it's actually hitting something up there. They're running into the top of that. And that goes all the way down to right above the funnel, which keeps them right here in the middle so that they actually hit the vines. About cost, let's see how much this cost. Okay, I used 1906 glass. You can use pretty much any non-solid block. Just need something to block the Enderman from spawning there that will also not cut off the red zone wire. 691 sticky pistons, 1695 redstone, 275 repeaters, counting the ones that you use for those little things. I don't even know what they're called. 8,417 solid blocks, which I used the stone bricks. 152 tripwire hooks, 661 string, 72 signs and vines. that is the current cost, though I'll probably end up tweaking a few things, getting the timing right on these. And I may change something. I did make one mistake in the funnel area where I have, I think the first layer of the funnel is one block higher than it should be, which may be another place where the Endermen are taking fall damage, but I can fix that if I have to. And I think that is going to be it for this episode. I wonder how long this took me to build. Let me check. It was just over 8 hours, 8 hours and 9 minutes, not counting the time that I didn't record. There was a bit building the middle I didn't notice I wasn't recording. And I didn't record a lot of the crafting stuff. So that's about how long it will take you to build it. Probably add another hour or two to that, depending on how much running back and forth you need to do. But it's pretty efficient. A lot more efficient than ones where you have to run around and kill the Enderman. I think if I were to do it again, I might make this a 2 wide instead of 1 by 3. Make it 1 by 2 because you need to be 1 block further back so the Enderman don't hit you. I think you can still kind of reach that last guy, but it would probably be easier if it was only 2 wide. But other than that, I think the general idea works. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you next time.